For over a decade, Kickstarter has been the ultimate resource for using crowdfunding to transform great ideas into something tangible. With so many new video game campaigns popping up on the site each day, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. Too often, some of the sweetest games get lost and buried, so you miss out on them entirely. Now, the anxiety you get over possibly missing out on new games is all too real. To think that after hours of scrolling, you still might not have scrolled enough. What did you miss? What amazing game could you have backed, but you didn't? Will the campaign fail because of you? Your hands start to sweat, your head aches, your eyes blur. You're suffering from FOMOonking, fear of missing out on new Kickstarter games. This happened to all of us. No worries though, friend, we've got you. Today, we're going to go over the top 5 games on Kickstarter that you've probably missed, so that you know about them, so that you can back them, and so you can be cured from your FOMOonking. Let's do this. At number 5, we have Nyanru, the Super Cat. You know about wizard's wands, powerful spellbooks, magical staves. What about an enchanted cloth? Well, in this game, Nyanru, an adorable orange cat, is strolling along the street, hunting for mice, meowing, doing cat stuff, when he stumbles upon a magical, mystical, all-powerful cloth that, when worn, will give him amazing powers. Now, I've got to say that the cloth looks a little bit more like a cape than a dish rag, so admittedly, I don't totally understand why they don't just call it a magical cape. Regardless, our hero Nyanru finds the cloth. He's no longer your fuzzy feline friend. Now he's all powerful, and you can bet that someone's going to try and steal that power away from him. Indeed, Barcrow, an evil dog, will do whatever it takes to steal that cloth from Nyanru and take all the power for himself. But not to worry, Nyanru's going to gather all his badass animal friends to fight Barcrow and save the world. With whimsical hand-drawn 16-bit animation inspired by such greats as Sonic the Hedgehog and Wonder Boy, the vivid colours and beautiful details are sure to capture your attention. The game also boasts about having lots of cat puns. So, that's an extra perk. Get it? No? Yeah, okay, move on. So far, Nyanru the Super Cat has 75 backers. It's raised $1,450 of its $15,000 goal. The campaign ends on November 30th, 2020. And remember, every dollar helps, so you have the power to help bring this Super Cat to life. Created by indie gamer Will Brueggemann, I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that, I probably have. The game will be compatible on Steam, the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. At number 4, we have Survivor, the Living Dead. Are you ready to fight for your life? Inspired by cult classic horror films and video games, you play as Amber Chaplin, a tough, quick on her feet survivor of the zombie apocalypse. At the start of the game, Amber wakes up in what looks like an abandoned house. She learns pretty quickly that she's going to have to fight with everything in her if she wants to survive the night. I mean, if she wants to, you could theoretically just stand there and watch yourself get eaten slowly by the zombies, which actually would be pretty cool. Someone should stream that. Good idea. Anyway, the fully pixelated game is a self-described love letter to Night of the Living Dead, with action-packed horror, a plethora of weapons at your disposal, and a reward system that will keep you motivated throughout the game. Survivor the Living Dead is not a game you're going to want to miss. The goal is simple: stay alive for this one night. But the load of zombies coming after you might make that just a little bit, as in totally and completely challenging. Not to worry though, this game is designed for you to die and try again as many times as it takes. Survivor the Living Dead will be available on the PC. So far, the game has 37 backers and has raised $3,959 of its $10,500 goal. The campaign ends November 20th, 2020, so hurry up and go back it. After you finish this video, of course. At number 3, we have Farmer Supreme. In this world of enchanted kingdoms and fairy tale farms, evil is never far away. There are always villains and monsters to fight, and kingdoms could fall at a moment's notice. From the time they are children, most of the townspeople are trained from a young age to fight for good, so they can be heroes for their hometowns. You play as Lil Max, an orphan who did not grow up with these special trainings. Poor Lil Max, he may be Lil, but he's got a huge heart. He's determined to be a master farmer in order to save his town from the famine that killed his family. In this world, there are a long line of legendary farmers known as Farmer Supremes. Lil Max embarks on a quest to find one such farmer so he can learn from him and become a Farmer Supreme in his own right. As Lil Max, you'll get to farm, fight creatures and explore in an enchanting land that really does have it all. With adventure inspired by The Legend of Zelda and farming simulations inspired by Harvest Moon, this 2D top-down pixelated game is sure to ignite your imagination. The animation is simply beautiful, with rolling hills, blue skies and adorable characters. The musical score is peaceful and enchanting, bound to calm and delight all at once. Farmer Supreme was created by indie gaming studio Sombrero Cat. This raised $7,893 of its $10,000 goal with 199 backers. The campaign ends as soon as November the 12th, 2020. It only needs just over $2,000. So, if this is a game you're interested in, be sure to give it what you can. But be quick, because there's no time to mess around, people.
In a grayscale dimension named Monochrome, through the lush and abundant fields of gray shade.
At number 2, we have Monochrome RPG. Most notable for its cartoon-styled black and white animation that make it truly exciting and unique. Monochrome RPG is like no game you've ever played before. You'll be transported back to the 1920s with classic vaudeville characters. Actually, the town itself is called Vaudeville, so you should have a pretty good idea of what you're getting here, folks. You'll follow loner comedian Otto, an adorable little alien-looking guy with a basset hound ears, as he strives for stardom in Vaudeville, the city of entertainment. The game promises a comedic storyline bursting with puns and theatrical excitement. You'll entertain villains on stage, form an acting troupe, and help your fellow townspeople as they navigate their mundane, grey existence. And maybe, in the process, I'll find some meaning behind my mundane existence. The game strives to bridge the gap between cultures and stories bookending the century. In this game that promises to bring history, both the good and the bad, to life in a funny, approachable way. Monochrome RPG has raised $10,655 of their $15,000 goal. They've got 144 backers so far, and the campaign ends on December the 3rd, 2020. It was created by media development firm DVNC Tech and will be available on Windows, Xbox, Mac, Linux, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, iOS and Android. So that's pretty much everything. And here we are. At number 1, we have Chrono Sword. In this epic story, you'll get to travel through time as Ainur, a time traveller of the fallen world. The choices you make will determine the story that is told as you play. This action-packed game will feature deep combat in which you can attack in skillful combinations of basic combat and more contextual actions. You'll be able to dodge and shield yourself from enemies as an added protection in a fight. The game won't feature complicated action sequences that are impossible to keep track of. Each action move will be simple and easy to remember, without taking away from the intensity of the fight. The game can be a bit graphic at times. If your health is low, you'll have to drag your bloody body around to get anywhere, which is, a drag. But it's all part of the world of the game, which isn't afraid to get terrifyingly real and violent. As the game goes along, you'll face more and more challenging enemies, so you better get tough because it's hard to fight them if you can barely walk. you'll also be able to uncover secrets of the past through a frickin' time travel, which is about as cool as it gets really, and these secrets will help you through the game. The sound design is as captivating as the harrowing 2D pixel art, with the music playing perfectly against the dark, rainy tones of the animation. Chrono Sword was created by independent game studio Game Round Inc. It's raised $14,684 off a staggering $50,000 goal. The campaign ends on December 10th, 2020. It'll be available on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox and PC. These are some of the best games currently on Kickstarter, and they could all use your help to make them a reality. So if any of these games spark your interest, give what you can as soon as you can, and then you'll know for sure you'll avoid FOMOonking this gaming season. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Indie Game Yaks. Goodbye.